What if everything you know about the human brain is wrong? What if hidden inside your mind, right now, there are abilities you never knew existed? Abilities waiting to be unlocked, waiting to be released. And what if all it took was one accident, one moment, one impact, 1 second that changed everything? Because in 2006, an ordinary man walked into a pool party, but the man who walked out was someone else entirely. Not because he lost his memories, not because he changed his personality, but because he suddenly possessed a gift he had never learned, a gift that doctors still struggle to explain. This is the true story of Derek Amato, the man who dove into a swimming pool and surfaced as a musical genius. October 27, 2006, South Dakota. The weather was pleasant. Friends were gathered together. Music played in the background. People laughed. Nothing seemed unusual, and Derek Amato was just another guest. At 39 years old, there was nothing extraordinary about him. He wasn't a musician. He couldn't read sheet music. He had never studied piano. He wasn't composing songs. He wasn't dreaming of becoming a performer. He was simply living a normal life. Then came the dive, the moment that would divide his life into 2 parts, before and after. Without thinking twice, Derek launched himself into the swimming pool. But there was one problem. The water was shallower than he realized. His head slammed directly into the bottom, hard. The crack echoed through the water. For a terrifying moment, everything went silent. His friends watched in horror. His body floated motionless. Someone screamed. Others rushed into the water. They pulled him out. Blood ran down his face. His eyes struggled to focus. He was conscious, but barely. The damage was severe. Doctors later confirmed he had suffered a major concussion. 35% of his hearing was permanently gone. His memory became unreliable. Headaches haunted him. His balance was affected, and strange symptoms began appearing, symptoms nobody could explain. Days after the accident, Derek noticed something unusual. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw patterns, black and white shapes, squares, lines, geometric structures floating through darkness. At first, he assumed it was part of the brain injury, but then the visions became more frequent, more detailed, almost as if his brain was showing him something, trying to communicate, trying to unlock a door. Then came the moment that changed everything. 4 days after the accident, Derek visited his friend Storm. There was a piano sitting quietly in the room, unused, ignored, ordinary. Yet Derek couldn't stop looking at it. Something felt different. Something felt magnetic, as though the instrument was calling to him. Eventually, he sat down, placed his hands on the keys and pressed a note. Then another, then another. What happened next left everyone frozen. His fingers began moving across the keyboard, fast, confident, precise. Not like a beginner, not like someone experimenting, like someone who had been playing for years. Complex melodies poured from the piano. Beautiful harmonies emerged effortlessly. The room fell silent. Storm stood staring, unable to believe what he was witnessing. Derek played for hours, as if the music had always been there, waiting, hidden somewhere deep inside him. When he finally stopped, he turned toward his friend, confused, terrified, and whispered, "What is happening to me?" The next morning, Derek took his mother to a music store. He sat down at a digital piano and began to play again. Within minutes, his mother was crying. A store employee walked over, listening in amazement. Finally, the clerk asked, "How long have you been playing?" Derek looked up and answered, "About the last 8 hours of my life." The employee thought he was joking, but he wasn't. Every note, every melody, every composition had appeared only days earlier, after the accident. News of Derek's transformation spread quickly. Scientists wanted answers. Neurologists examined him. Researchers studied his brain scans. Eventually, they reached a remarkable conclusion. Derek had developed something known as acquired savant syndrome, one of the rarest neurological conditions on Earth. Fewer than 100 documented cases have ever been identified. In rare circumstances, a brain injury appears to unlock extraordinary abilities that seem impossible. Some individuals suddenly become mathematical geniuses. Others become artists. Some develop incredible memory. And Derek became a musician. But even today, scientists cannot fully explain why it happens. The theory is that trauma can reorganize neural pathways, unlocking regions of the brain that normally remain inaccessible, almost like hidden rooms inside the human mind. Rooms most people never enter. Yet somehow, Derek found the key. The most astonishing part, the ability never disappeared. Years later, Derek continued composing music, performing live, recording albums, sharing his story around the world. One of his most known albums was titled Split, a fitting name because his life truly had been split into two versions, the man before the accident and the man after. He appeared on television programs, spoke at conferences, and inspired countless people who heard his story. Yet despite everything, he still cannot read traditional sheet music. Instead, he describes seeing flowing black and white patterns inside his mind, patterns that guide his hands across the keys, almost like music being translated directly from another language, a language only he can see. So what really happened? Did Derek unlock hidden potential buried in every human brain? Did the injury reveal abilities that had always been there? Or is the mind far more mysterious than science currently understands? The truth is, nobody knows. And maybe that's what makes this story so unforgettable. Sometimes reality breaks its own rules, and when it does, stories like this are born. Stories that make us question everything. Stories that belong right here on When Reality Failed. If you watched this video from beginning to end, don't fail to click subscribe and like, and tell me in the comments, do you think Derek's gift was always there, or did something impossible happen inside his brain that day? Until next time, remember, reality fails more often than we think.